Hello. Thanks for dropping in. I'm trying this other little tripod-y thing here, and I'm not sure I completely am enamored with it yet. I tried to put it up where I normally do, and it's lower because it has this microphone thing and it has this light thing. I don't have batteries in it, but I just thought, well, just put the phone in and give it a try. And I tried to set it up the way I wanted to, and it tried to fall off the table. So I thought, that's not good. Anyway, so be it. I'll give it a whirl. I need to put some batteries in it. Anyway, this is a video about, well, it's not exactly thrifting, but it is sort of. I picked something up. This was on the Clearout shelf at my Shoppers Drug Mart, and I thought, hmm. And I was kind of inspired because I recently got one of those things from that place, Temu, another extender thing, and it seems to work quite well. I did find out though you don't attach an extender to an extender; you attach it to the main thing. So I did, and it works fine. Anyway, this is a D-Link wireless AC1200 dual band router with high gain antennas. Note the antennas. And I speeds up. Yeah, I don't have glass. Anyway, lots of little print. And it was on the Clearout shelf, and it may be that it has been opened. But anyway, it was. That's one thing I like about my shoppers, and sometimes other shoppers, when they want something gone, they want it gone. It's funny, other shoppers I remember I went to, and I said, oh, look at that thing. I thought, interesting. And of course, I found the same thing over on the other shelf. It wasn't on, they were all on the Clearout shelf, but they weren't clearing them out. I mean, they hadn't lowered the price any. All right, so what do we have in here? We have a box, just a moment. And we have some sort of manual. Box can sit there. Manual. Wireless AC1200 dual band router with high gain antennas. Quick install guide. So, we need to unplug the power to our DS or cable modem. Connect an Ethernet cable from the internet port of the router to the Ethernet port of the DSL. Yeah, fine. Connect another Ethernet cable from the Ethernet port on your computer to one of the LAN ports. Oh. Interesting. So it's suggesting that I connect it through the computer. Interesting. That wasn't quite what I had in mind. But I'm open to such things. Stop. If you experience any issues before you return this product, please visit our support web link. Cool. Information. Oh, let's get the front. D-Link configuration card. Ooh, we'll need that. Okay. Password. Anyway, I would suspect inside we'll find, oh look, a typical looking power supply. With, of course, a twist try around the cord. And in here is the beast itself with its 4 antennae. Ta-da! Looks kind of like a 4-legged spider thing. And there is a little wee cable. So I imagine what I will do is take it downstairs and try and connect it. I'm going to do something remarkable here. There's this plasticky stuff just sits on there so it stays all shiny. I will remove it. I will. So I will try to read the instructions carefully and connect this and get it all happy. So I have my configuration card, my little wee cable, the thing, this thing that if I need help I should call, and the quick install guide. And if it does need to be hooked up through a computer, that's fine. I can do that. Now, here, I've had these things for a little while, but I got them at a thrift store, and it was like one of those things where I was like, oh, golly, I know what happened here. Anyway, this is a case. As soon as I saw this case, I said, I know what's in there. Now if I can just get it to open. I know it. Ta-da! It's a Weller soldering iron from the Cooper Tool Group. Hobby hints. Hobby hints in the book, it seems. Anyway, so here we have, oh, one thing has come loose in here. Now here we have a brand new, never opened, never used soldering iron. Now, is this good for most computer applications? No, it is not. It's too hot. I'm not sure how hot this is. Oh yeah, it's 140 or 100 watts, and it has a trigger, and depending on which you do, it pulls. Maybe it's one click is 140, 2 clicks is 100. This is typically too much to take chips out. But the reason I was thinking of this, and you know what? Here's of course the thing. I know I have another one. But where? It's probably in one of the boxes underneath one of the tables. But anyway, this is the kind of thing that, remember way back when before I started ripping apart the VIC-20 to steal chips out of, there was a shield. And it was soldered. And there was no way the little soldering iron I used for chips and things and stuff was going to get that off. But this baby, this will release the solder and let me get the shield off without having to cut it off. And I would rather do it that way. So I'm going to take this downstairs and put it with tools and make sure I know where it is. And I don't know how much these things are new, but it seemed quite reasonable. When I looked at it and it said $19.99, I thought, yeah, I'm sure that's better. Now, the other thing I found there on the same day, and it probably came from the same person, and chances are, and this is the sad thing, they got it, and probably they were like, oh yeah, I'm going to use that, and then they set it aside, and then probably they never used it, and then they couldn't find it, and then they got old, and then they died, and somebody was clearing up after them and said, oh, look at that, and they sent it to the thrift store. Anyway, here is a mini glue gun. There it is. And once again, this too has never been used, never been undone, never been anything. Now, have I really ever used hot glue? Well, yes. Oh, and it has all the glue sticks, of course. Have I ever used it? Yes, I have. Mostly, when I was working at the schools I was at, occasionally someone would appear with a shoe disaster. As in something would have broken. And they were like, ah, my shoe, my shoe, my shoe. Now, is it likely that the shoe would be saved permanently with hot glue? No, it is not likely. But here we have somebody who just needs to get home or get through the rest of the day until they can find their brother or their sister or their friend who maybe they can steal shoes from. But right at that moment, they need something. And of course, when does this usually happen? It happens on exam days, when people are already frantic. And the last thing they need on an exam day, when they're getting ready to write an exam, is to find that, oh, my shoe is falling apart. So I would, and I had a deal with the teacher who did the shop things, that if ever I needed something, I would very quietly come in and If I had to do it there, I would do it there. If not, I would take in this case, a hot glue gun away with me and wave, because I didn't want to, I never wanted to disrupt any sort of classes, anytime, anywhere, any place. So I didn't. Anyway, so mostly now, if there was no class in there, then sometimes, of course, I would elicit his advice. And occasionally we did a combination of hot glue and staples. Because usually these were shoes that were maybe sandals of sort. And one strap coming around the side had come out or done something. And indeed, hot glue, and sometimes a clamp, would, as I said, get them home safe, or get them to the next class, or get them to their exam, or just keep them going until somebody could bring them other shoes. They could trade other shoes. On occasion, of course, if it was a real emergency and it wasn't going to work, then we would look in the lost and found, and they would borrow shoes and bring them back the next day. Things happen. Yes, things happen. Anyway, I have not used hot glue very much, although a fellow I used to work with, apparently, that was his go-to for anything around the house, hot glue. And I remember once they had a kitchen door that had many panes of glass. And apparently at some point there was something, maybe the putty came out or something or other. So I didn't realize this, and you'd never really notice. But I was looking one day, and I saw, boy, that looks different, that one strip along the bottom. And it wasn't hot glue that I was seeing. It was paper that was cut out just the same shape and size as what the putty would be. And then the hot glue was run on there, and then the paper was placed over the hot glue. And it looked really good. And no one would ever notice. That's the kind of thing that, like, they do on a movie set to just, okay, no one will notice. Just do this. No one will see it. It'll be fine. We don't have putty. We don't have whatever. Just get it done. Get her done. Get her done. Get her done. Get her done. Anyway, so those were my 3 finds. 2 of them were from, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. This D-Link thing was from today, and the reason I got it is we've been having a lot of internet issues around. And I'm not saying it's the router thing that's doing anything. But even when it's working, we've had issues, of course, where things get laggy and stupid and slow. And that can be annoying, especially if you're in the middle of a game of Call of Duty and you're going to plant the bomb or do the bomb, or you're chasing after somebody or whatever it is, and suddenly you're lagging and you can't see and you can't do anything, and then you get shot and then you die and you're like, oh. So anyway, but mostly I got this because it was on the Clearout shelf and it was cheap. And it's funny that also on the Clearout shelf was this Canon ink thing. And I don't think it works on my printer anyway, but still, the Canon ink thing, which they're trying to clear out, they have a price of like $50 on them. I'm like, oh, golly, that is just craziness. Whereas this D-Link thing for the whole thing was like 20, and I was like, yeah, that's a good deal. Anyway, I will give this a try, and we'll see how it goes. And hopefully we'll end up with another like hotspotty thing. I think the little amplifiers are good, but this will be better. And we'll put it closer to the gaming, and it will be good. So I don't want to lose things, so I have the plug. I will undo, of course, the twist tie, which of course is always on these. And of course, once you take the twist tie off, everything goes crazy. Everything gets wrapped up in everything. It's never the same again. Even if I could see the twist tie, I think I'm twisting it on more. Oh my golly. It is twisted up tight. But I think I've got it going the right way now. Ah, the twist tie. So I'll put that with stuff that is likely to be sent packing. I will keep my things that I will need. What is this, the quick Yeah, when it's this quick installation guide, you know, I'm going to have trouble. I just know it. And all that. And this, and I will plug this power thing in, even though it's not in. And I will take all this downstairs and see what's what. So, soldering iron to get shields off of computer things, hot glue gun, because I'm sure it'll come in handy. And this router thing, hopefully it will assist with gaming operations. At least that is the hope. Or if it doesn't make any better, hopefully it'll just extend things better so that, you know, I mean, they say, oh yeah, put it in the center of the house, it'll handle anything. And it doesn't always. Alright, so stay tuned. I'm going to see once again about finding batteries for this thing. And also, I know the microphone won't go in this, but I have an adapter. And it might, it's a headphone adapter thing, but it might work. I will give it a try. I do like my cordless mics, but I suppose for some applications, this might be okay. And I'll see about getting the light working. I shall. So, thanks for coming. We will see you again soon, perhaps. Bye for now.